Hi, I'm Gary White for Channel 6, Central Kentucky Television. I'm here with Larry Pendygraft, and we're at Ryder Cemetery right by the gravestone for Thomas Ray Pendygraft, which is Larry's son, right? Yeah. Who on August 1st will be 4 years since Thomas Ray's passing. And we're here to talk because the murder of your son has yet to be solved. Is that correct?
That hadn't been solved yet.
Okay. Tell us what happened, if you would.
Well, my understanding that Ray worked at Wilbert's Plastic, and he was taking two people up there to back and forth to work, and they was getting money from him, and they, I guess, they got into it out there at Wilbert's Plastic, and one of them walked off the premises, and then that night when he got his check, he went to Walmart, and they met him at Walmart. And they got in a vehicle with him. And then they stopped up at 5 Star and got some gas. And they went somewhere out on St. Rose Avenue. And I never did hear no more from him or nothing. To the following next day, to the state trooper, Detective Davis, knocked on my door and told me they found a burning body.
And that was in Springfield by the reservoir?
Yeah, at the reservoir. I don't know about what time they took him over and set him on fire. And then I was told once they done that, they ran. And now I've been told that some of them didn't come back, but some of them have. But I don't really know who they really are.
And it is still, at this time, it is still an open case without a resolution to that.
Yes, it is. Okay. Yes, it is.
Tell us a little bit about your son, if you would.
Well, Ray was a free-hearted person. He'd help you out any way he could. And he'd do anything for you.
And he is your namesake as well, right? Your only son.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
He was named after me.
And when he passed, he was 20 years old. His birthday would have been less than 2 months later for his 21st birthday, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so it took about 2 months, you were saying, for the state police actually to identify the remains as your son.
2 months. And to identify him, they took him from the reservoir to the funeral home in Springfield. Son and whatever it is.
Terry son.
Terry son. And he done a test on him. And then once he got done with him, he sent him to Louisville. And they done an oil test on him and everything. So they were still in the process to find out who it really was. So they called me, and I went down to the police station in Lebanon, and they sawed my mouth and everything. And they went back
for a DNA test.
The DNA test, and they, I turned around and told them, and they said that they was going to release him. And I told them that Alan Manley would be the one to pick him up. And
Manley Funeral Home in Loretto.
Yes, sir. And Alan Manley picked him up, and he called me and told me he had him out there. Yeah.
And it was a process. So when actually did you get to have his official funeral and his burials?
Well,
his death was on August 1st.
Yeah.
Of 2004.
Well, soon as I found out he was gone and everything, I went down there and talked to Alan. And set up arrangements for the funeral.
Okay.
And Alan said, well, we can't do everything once they release the body. And
that was a few months later.
That's 2 months later.
2 months later.
Mm-hmm.
They had to wait for the official identification.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're here, as we said, on August 1st. It'll be 4 years since Ray's passing. And this, as we mentioned, his murder is still unsolved. And Larry, you're asking for the public's help if they saw anything or know anything, if they could potentially contact Kentucky State Police?
Yes, sir. If you know any, if you're down at McDonald's or Wendy's or anywhere, and if you hear anybody talking about it, think you know anything, contact the Columbia Post, State Trooper Davis, if you would, please.
Yeah, Detective Davis with the Kentucky State Police, and our post is in Columbia, as we mentioned. There are some people of interest, however, their information has not been released, so if there is any information out there, it is still an ongoing investigation, and Mr. Pendygraft is looking for assistance to help close that case with regards to your son.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, over these 4 years, how have you been?
I ain't been.
It was difficult, I'm sure, very.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you reaching out to us to do this story. Hopefully we can get some more information out there and close this chapter on the investigation.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much.
I thank you.
This has been Gary White for Channel 6, Central Kentucky Television.